Hello? Is this thing on? Hi, my name's Dom, and this is another episode of Fake Adulting. I want to thank everybody who listened to my last episode, reached out with your thoughts and your concerns. I truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you for listening. I'm going to try to get this back going at least once a month with new content for all you guys. I'm going to have guests on here. I'm going to have different themes and thoughts throughout the year. And I'm going to try to make this more of a at least monthly podcast. So that's a little news on that front. But today, I wanted to spend some time on talking about ghosting and why we ghost each other. I never really understood ghosting when I was younger until I started to ghost people. I don't think I'm immune to it. I don't think anybody's immune to it. I think we've all been ghosted or have ghosted someone in our life. Usually when I ghosted someone, it was never about that other person. It was about me. It was about either what I wanted or what I didn't want, or it was about some very superficial reason. But it always came back to me and my choices and what I wanted and what I didn't want. Sometimes you ghost people because they're a shitty person. Sometimes you ghost people because you were never really that attracted to them and it was maybe a one-night stand situation. Or you just ghost people because there's something, emotionally, mentally wrong, and you don't really know how to go about breaking things off with a person. And this has become a generational thing. Like, there's just a bunch of us millennials who don't know how to talk to each other because computers have dumbed everything down, and we can't have real conversation because people are scared of how others will react, whether that be someone starts crying or someone gets upset or someone, freaks out or something. Like, we have numbed our emotions because we don't like hurting people's feelings, or we don't like getting our feelings hurt, which is valid. It's a shitty feeling when you feel like you've been rejected, or you feel like you've done something wrong to hurt or anger or do something to the person that you like. It's hard to have those real conversations about, like, hey, I don't like you, and then here's all the reasons why I don't like you. Like, no one wants to hear that. So it's easier to just ghost someone and, just don't give them an explanation. Don't talk to them ever again. Just disappear, kind of. And the other person's left with, like, well, all right, well, there's not really much I can do, because, like, what are you going to do if you're ghosted? You're going to call somebody 1,000 times. You're going to try to find them, or you're going to try to, like, stalk their social media in order to figure out where they're at and what they're doing. Like, that's crazy. I would not suggest doing that. I would suggest moving on, whatever that means. Either finding someone else, or getting out of the house, or just taking your mind off of it by distracting yourself with something else. Because at the end of the day, there's really nothing you can do. That person has decided that they're going to treat you this way, and that should give you an indication of their character, right? But isn't it an indication of their character if everyone in a generation seems to be doing it and everyone seems okay with this? I don't know. I'm not really okay with it. I guess when I was younger, it was a lot easier because I felt like we're young and everyone's hooking up with people, and it's okay to just never talk to a person ever again. And it's not. We should be adult about things, you know. You should be able to tell someone like, hey, I did have a great time with you on the date, but I don't see any, this going anywhere. Or, hey, you know what? It was great. We hooked up, blah, 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 but I really don't see this going any further than what it was. And you got to be okay with rejection. Rejection and failure, they add to the story, man. Like, if every day was sunshine and rainbows and lollipops, like, that'd be great, but you wouldn't grow as a human being. Like, you wouldn't, you need the hurt. That's what I call it. Like, I hurt a lot. Like, I'm not rich. I've recently been ghosted, and, things haven't been going my way, and I've been really sad about it. But I tell you guys about it. I'm still here. I'm still progressing and trying to figure out how to make my life better every single day. It's easy to get down and dwell on stuff, especially when someone has rejected you and someone has just disappeared on you. It's easy to just be like, man, I'm really not worth anything. I'm a piece of shit, eh? Like, you didn't even have the decency to, like, tell me that I was a piece of shit. You just disappeared. Don't do that. Don't put your self-worth in the hands of someone that you barely even know. I do that a lot. I put my self-worth and my own sense of self in others' hands, and I feel like I let them make the decision. And for a long time, that was a problem, and that was a real reason I went through a very bad spell a few months ago, because I was not feeling myself. I wasn't feeling good about it. I wasn't happy with the person I was seeing in the mirror. So I decided to change and try different things and do different things, and mentally I was just really fucked up. All because of a ghosting situation. And if you go back to a couple episodes prior to this one, you'll hear the whole story about how I went crazy, and I was just really sad and down in the dumps about stuff because of a situation like this. But what you had to do, and remember, when it comes to ghosting, like I said, it's not on you. It's on that other person. They did it. It happened. Okay. You may never, ever get an explanation, and you got to live with that. You got to be able to be like, okay, that happened. I got to move on to the next thing. But now I'm at an age where I find dating just a chore, man. It is just, I'm 31 for all those who don't know out there. And dating in your 30s is not what it was in your 20s. Maybe because I wasn't taking it that seriously in my 20s. I was just like out here just doing it, having a good time, and just, I was looking for someone, but I also wasn't in a rush. Now I feel like I turned 30. I feel old, and I feel like, oh man, I need to like settle down. Kind of. I'm not like in a super rush, but I'm more aware that I am closer to 50 than I am 20. So I don't want to, just wait around and wait till I'm like 55 to find that special person. But I also know that I'm not going to just settle for any old body because I'm lonely or feeling lonely or whatever. So you got to go out there. You got to date. And there's a chance you might get ghosted. And that's okay. You bounce back, you rebound. Maybe you try to reach out to that person, but if they don't want to reach out back to you or, return your calls or texts or whatever, that's okay. Suck it up and just go on. I really don't have any better advice for you than to just like, yeah, there's really nothing you can do, man. Like, yeah, you can try to call them out, or you can talk bad about them on the internet, or You can try to find their friends and, talk to their friends about it, but it's like, you're wasting your time. This person has clearly showed you who they are. They showed you their character. So the best thing for you to do is to regroup and go ahead and live your life and do it unapologetically, because we all have our own self-worth, and, give yourself a break. Like, shit is not perfect. Shit will rarely go the way you want it to. So when things don't go your way, you have to have a response for life, which is go with it. Just go with it. Don't force stuff. Don't try to make stuff happen because you feel it. Like, relationships take two people. Don't be the person always calling. Don't be the person always texting. Don't be the person always reaching out. Friendship, relationships, all these things are two-way streets. Yeah, you can take the initiative. By all means, take the initiative and make suggestions and do things like that. But don't, if you feel like this person's getting all of you and you're not getting any of them, maybe it's time to, look at the relationship a little differently. My whole thing is, guys, don't take it personal. You're going to lose in life. You're going to lose. Sometimes you just don't get all the answers. And that's okay. Take what you've learned, apply it, and move forward with your life. Things get better. They always do. Because they have to. That's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for listening to this episode. Like I said, more episodes to come in the following months, and weeks, and days. I'm Dom. This has been Fake Adulting. Have a great day, night, and life.